On September 27th in 2020, Matando opened his SMP server to the world. At first, it was open to everyone, both whitelist, but anyone that could join if you messaged him. I didn't join the server until late November, where I was instantly killed by its spider. He later on just closed the server to anyone with a sponsorship to his channel, but he kept it open for anyone who was on before. But now, after 10 months of the server being on the same map, for 1.16, he's going to do a reset of the map. There's so many good builds on this server, and the problem is I can't get to them all, so I'm only going to really show 3 good ones. Well, the first one I'm going to start off with is Fun with Quaid, since it's right out of another hub that we've built. And the fact that we built another hub is kind of stupid. But hey, it made us take the problem than another. I really didn't care much for his building style, but I did come to his base a few times to use his enchantment table and his anvil when I first started off on the server. But I really didn't talk to him much. I tried contacting him about on Discord, but he didn't really respond. So you guys can judge his base by how you want to. I'm next going to go to Gabe's base, and I think Gabe will probably explain it a whole lot better than I could.
So, you come to know about my base. Well, I'm gonna tell you a story. I believe on November 8th, 2019, I first joined Montano's community server. Even though it was dead of night, my time, it was a couple hours to midnight, so that's the time I'm talking about when I joined. Well, since I joined and wanted to get away from spawn, I decided, well, fuck it. I'm gonna use a boat to travel across the ocean and find a little island so I can settle on. We'll get that later. And once I did found that island, I settled there, and I built a little shitty house and a little bit of shitty little tower for my little nether portal. And I decided, well, afterwards they'll expand out to the other islands nearby. So I connected along a couple long bridges to nearest islands of my base, and well, that's how my islands got connected. If people are wondering how. But right before I pretty much did that, I decided to build a huge fucking mine under the island and under the ocean so I can find some resources. And from, well, how much I dug out, well, it was pretty useful. Well, unfortunately not a lot of people came over to my base. The only 3 people, of course, who ever came out my base the most were Obelu, Bone of Quaid, and of course, you, Game Giant. You cheeky motherfucker. and even though I made little expansions to my little island, well, the main island, the little AFK shack, which Matundo does not need to know about. It's totally not a fucking AFK fish shack. I made that, and on one of the near islands I made Port Magellan, which never had any use. Well, the only major thing that happened was Fun of Quaid building a little boat there for this little ocean shop. And with the server's dying days, I decided to add some signs up to my main house. And well, that's it. My little island. Even though I got burned out and I wanted to do more expansions, that's basically all I did to my little base. That's it. So I hope you know how my island got started and shit like that.
Panda's base was amazing. He had big ideas for it. Even though I went to his base a few times and pranked him, he really hates birch trees. I planted birch trees. I put a giant boomer sign. And, well, I ended up making my base right next to his base, but I built, pathways and stuff at his base, so I kind of helped with him, but, you know what, I think he'll explain it better himself. So right now I'm going to be talking about Matando's base. I contacted him on Discord and he gave me permission to talk about it, and he gave me a firmware statement. And these are going to be his words, not mine. I have been considering moving before I just decided to do it with a map reset. I didn't like how the lighthouse was turning out and just got too ahead of myself when planning my base. Next time, I think I just decide on one thing and let my base decide itself over time. I had tons of fun on the server, but my personal life controls my stream time and my own decision not to do things off camera. It hurts as well. I'm planning on removing the self limitations when I return. I'm also planning to make my own server open to anyone after the map reset, minus the people already been banned. That shit for the old players will have 2 weeks ahead. He was just really over-ambitious with his place. But the way it looks pretty now, it looks pretty cool. I wish he could have finished it, but with everything that's going on, I understand why he couldn't. Well, that was Matanda's base for you. Now, on to mine. Lastly, my base. I built my base right next to Matanda's lighthouse, and that's where I set up operations for a giant coin, a cryptocurrency on the server that was planning to scam people out of diamonds and gold. Well, then everyone just stopped playing on the server, so I'm like, well, that plan failed. But it was still fun to do. And I got to make a giant fucking penis tower next to his lighthouse, just make him like have to stare at it. But in all, I had fun on the server. Like, and finally, the courthouse. I built the courthouse because I was gonna sue Matando for a bit, and because he like killed me and destroyed like a few of my giant coins that I had on my person, so I was gonna sue him. Matando, thank you for starting this server up. Without it, I would not have the friends I had today. And thank you for at least giving us a map reset so we can do a season 2. And I'd like to formally announce my new SMP series, baby. Only reason for the video, bitches. Just to announce a new video series, SMP on the server. After the map reset, after 2 weeks, you guys come join me on the server. See you fuckers there. Woo!